funny thing happened on Twitter. I mean, when I saw it, I couldn't believe it. There was a parent which said that his kid would really like to watch Snow White, but he disagrees with Disney's business practices, and so he's not going to take his kid to watch Snow White. And all of a sudden, a lot of leftists came out of the woodwork, and they were absolutely horrified about this parent's decision. They almost gone to the point to insinuate that not taking your kid to see Snow White is child abuse. Like, if you're a parent, you're obligated. You're forced. You're constrained. Like, you gotta take him to see the corporate product. Because if kid wants, right, and then you, the parent, don't do what the kid wants, then it's child abuse, right? Luckily, most people aren't that insane, and they told the leftists to fuck off. But I find it interesting because the same people, they would defend bad movies by saying, well, it's made for children, it's not for you. Right? It's not made for you, so you shouldn't talk about it. You should have no opinion, because it's not for you. And first of all, it's kind of offensive to believe that kids don't deserve better. But the second thing is, maybe it's not for me, but who do you think gets to pay for it? Who do you think holds the money for it? And if I don't want little Billy to see it, guess what happens? And I know, it's horrible. It's how dare you think like that? But if you think you know what patriarchy is, you haven't seen my family. I rule over it with an iron fist. Until little Billy manages to get his own job, and until little Billy manages to get his own money, he's going to watch whatever I pay for him to watch. It's called parenting. I know it's fucking horrifying for the people that want corporations to set morality in society. But for the rest of us that still believe in the concept of parenting and that the parents do know better, we disagree with you. And it turns out that you're in such a small, insignificant minority that you're not even able to create a market force to drive the change that you want to see. Like you guys worship Disney and you want all the Disney movies to be amazing. Like, sure, fine, right? Why aren't you paying it? Why don't you go see it? In Japan, they have this culture, this interesting mentality that if there's a manga creator that they like someone very niche, an independent person is just starting on a new manga and he's targeting a very niche audience. Well, the people that like him will oftentimes buy 4 or 5 editions of the manga just to support the creator. Just because they want to see him succeed, they will buy 4 or 5 issues. And so, if you're into social justice and you actually think that what Disney is doing is good for society, right? It's not just entertainment, but it's like the church now, setting morality and new standards and fighting against gender stereotypes and all that shit. Why aren't you buying 4 or 5 tickets for the movie? If every single leftist would do this, well, all of a sudden, these movies would be successful and you would actually get more. But the reality is the left themselves don't like to see this kind of crap. Because it is crap, right? And the very fact that you're making a live adaptation tells me that you don't have enough competent people capable of creating something new. And I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. It's oh yes, but they don't want to lose their IPs. I'm sorry, I'm not a shell hoarder at Disney. I don't give a single fuck about their IPs. And at the end of the day, why shouldn't they be in the public domain? It's been decades, right? You should have competent people in order to create new stories, new IPs, and let the fucking thing go into the public domain. At the end of the day, Mickey Mouse, let's assume, is now in the public domain, right? It doesn't stop Disney to make another Mickey Mouse movie. But it doesn't stop other people from doing it. There's a lot of authors and there's a lot of people that generally care about entertainment and generally care about the product to the point where they don't fucking care if people make fan art and make other things, right? But for some reason, no, I have to care about Disney's IPs to the point where I have to go watch remakes and readaptations that are awful. They look bad. I already know the story. I disagree with their ideology. I disagree with their takes. Why should I subject my kid to that? No, my kid is going to watch the old Disney movies and that's fucking it. And then, you have the CEO saying that he's exhausted and overwhelmed. Oh, goodness gracious. It reminds me of activists. Peter Dinklage, wasn't he exhausted? Oh my goodness, yes, it's 2025 and they're making a movie where you have dwarves that live in a cave. Oh, how much must I raise awareness? How much do I need to talk about this? Because it's so exhausting. It's exhausting. And it seems that exhaust now passed over to Bob Iger. Fascinating, isn't it? No, Disney has lost its magic. Look at this shit, right? So, like, here you have China promoting one of their games that's very popular. I even forgot the name of it. That's how popular it is. Genshin Impact. Right, Genshin Impact. My wife likes to play Genshin Impact. It's not like a complex game or anything. It's relaxing, right? Like, the environment, everything is relaxing. The characters look fucking happy. And so, they're doing this big promotion of it. And I want to ask you, like, wouldn't this be cool if it was with Walt Disney characters? Like, wouldn't this be like the magic of Disney? If you got to see, like, some Disney princesses dance around and they have, like, the little birds and the forest critters around them. Wouldn't that be fucking cool? Why is Disney not making that anymore? And look at the community that they're fostering, right? Like their whole marketing campaign is driven on rage. Every single market campaign that Disney is putting up is driven purely on rage. What I mean by this, it's like, oh goodness gracious, one of our actors, oh, they got harassed on Twitter. They had mean things said to them on Twitter, so they canceled their Twitter account. Don't you feel bad? Don't you feel sad? Isn't it sick that this is what society is becoming? Like, our multi-billionaire actor is getting harassed. Now, if you feel bad, go and fucking watch our product. Watch our movie and go on Twitter and argue with other people that don't want to watch it. Right? Like, be spiteful with other people. Just have infighting. So that when you talk about the movie, it gets it to trend. Like, we want people to talk about the movie, whether it's positive or not. We just want people to argue so that the movie trends, and that's free advertisement for us. Like, did you not notice that 20 years ago or 10 years ago, if you were a Star Wars fan, and you'd go there and you'd say, yeah, I didn't really like the prequels, I think they're shit, or I don't really like this character or that character, like, most people would say, oh, well, that's an interesting take, and move on. But now if you go into a Star Wars forum and you say, yeah, I think Rey Skywalker is kind of shit, oh my goodness, you'd have like 5 or 10 people jump on you and freak out and call you istophobes, like legit rage. You don't get that with the Asian shit, right? If you talk about Genshin Impact or other things, it's just wholesomeness. It's just people talking about characters, personalities. They don't bring the concept of race. They don't bring the concept of social justice or anything like that. They just talk about the game mechanics, the character design, that shit, right? And that's how it was supposed to be. You know, you look at the Dodgers, right? Like, the Dodgers, they first tried the true American tradition by getting the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence to sing on their stadium. Immediately, rage baiting, right? Like, people are upset, fans are upset, tickets aren't selling. So what do then? They have to get Gargura. What is Gargura? Well, it's from Hololive, an American company, but it's Japanese inspired, right? Like, it's Asian culture that they're tapping into. And so you gotta wonder, like, why couldn't they get Mickey Mouse over there? Why couldn't they get, some American production? Like you could have Jasmine and Aladdin singing for the Dodgers. Well, the reason is that no one likes Disney anymore. They can't do the magic. They don't know the magic. And in my opinion, it's kind of sad because, the United States is not a very old nation like Europe or China or other places in the world that have thousands of years of traditions. We have, like, ancient castles, and we got, like, places where ancient battles were taking place, like the Colosseum in Rome, right? They don't have that shit. What they did used to have is culture, like a strong culture. Like, for America, Disney was their folklore. Like, what was a massive contribution that they brought throughout the world. And to see it destroyed, to see it getting burnt to cinders because they lack creativity, they're ideologically possessed, they don't care about making entertainment anymore, they hire activists rather than actors, they don't care what people want to see, their way of doing marketing is like, we will make stuff that people will have to see, right? Like, regardless of what people want to see, we know better, we're going to educate the masses. Like, I'm sorry, but with that mentality, you're just going to be dominated by Asia. And it is what it is, like, hopefully they will spin it around somehow, but if they keep making live adaptations and sequels and just, like, worshipping the same IPs that they have without trying anything new, I don't think that they're going to make it. Anyway, right, let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.